Hello and welcome back to my channel. Here I will be showing you guys how to do a gel X set. First, I went ahead and filed the inside of the nails. I had already sized them and prepped her natural nail. So all I'm doing here is putting some nail dehydrator on her nail first to make sure all the moisture is gone. And then what I will be doing is adding the primer to make sure that the gel sticks as long as possible. So I go ahead and do 2 coats. That's because that is my preference. Whatever works for you. But for me, I like doing 2 coats. I like to think that more is better. Now I will be going in and doing a thin layer of the Extend gel that comes in the kits with the Gel X. This Extend gel, doing this layer is important. Some people skip it actually and it works for them. There's different ways of doing them. Whatever works for you, works for you. So here what I do is I do a thin layer and then I cure the nails for 30 seconds. That's it. You don't want to over cure because then it won't stick. You want it to still be a little bit sticky so that when you put the nail enhancement over the natural nail, it sticks better. So what I'm doing here, now that they're already filed, I am putting some Extend gel inside the nail tip, and I will be placing that over her natural nail. And you want to be careful when you place. You want to place it as close to the cuticle as possible and press very, very hard. See there how I put it on and then I slip it right off? If you see any bubbles or any big bubbles, that means it's not sticking very well to her natural nail. So what you want to do is if you see too many bubbles, just slide it right off and start again. What that does also when you slide it right off is it creates more of like a uniform thickness throughout, and then you can go ahead and stick it back on her nail. Make sure that you put a ton of pressure when you're holding it down so that it sticks best. You don't want to barely be grabbing it. You can go ahead and put the right amount of gel. As you start doing nails, or the Gel X nails, you realize how much gel you actually need to put inside the nail tip so you don't have too much excess. So see there how there's like barely any excess? It makes it easier for you to do the nails. So you want to go ahead and hold very firmly and then flash cure that bottom part. And then you're going to cure the top part. We're going to do this to all 10 of her nails. Sorry for the shaky camera. It's attached to my table, and when I hit the table, it moves everything. So see there how I'm sliding it down? That is to ensure that any big bubbles are gone. If you have a big bubble, that means that it's not sticking to her natural nail, and they are more than likely going to fall off. So you want to make sure that you minimize all of those factors that might make her nails fall off. And then what I'm going to be doing is shaping. So these are in stiletto long. What I'm going to be doing is making them into a coffin. So what I do is I just go ahead and clip the very bottom section. You don't want to clip the whole thing at once. You want to do like a tiny little cut on one end and then go through and do it on the other, just to make sure that the nail does not crack. I've noticed that this helps it instead of going right across. So be gentle with the nails. I mean, they are made of soft gel, so you don't want to be too hard on them and cause them to break, because then you're going to have to soak it off and start again. So make sure that you're being cautious with them. Although they are a great system, you know, they do require some nice little love. And then what I do is go in with with the hand file, and I go ahead and file the shape that I want. So I always like to make them a little bit slimmer. Remember, slimmer nails make hands prettier. You do not want to make nail extensions that are going to make the client's nail bed look wider than it already is. You always want the nail enhancements and nail extensions to make the nail bed look, or just the whole finger in general, a lot slimmer and prettier. So make sure you get those edges there on the sides, and make sure that you also create a beautiful shape. because you won't be filing after this anymore. This is it. When you see me there pushing back on her skin, sometimes when we have a little bit of excess gel, kind of sticks on there, so that's what I'm doing. Just moving that gel back. To make sure that it's not stuck to her skin. Because it does happen, but it comes right off. No biggie. You don't need to file the whole nail over. For some reason, I started doing that and I keep doing that, and I don't know, I like doing it. I think they look pretty when they're all nice and filed from over the top too. But all you have to really do is take a wipe with acetone and wipe them at the top, and they'll be ready for polish. This is just my preference and a very long extra step that I do. You don't have to do that. So I really wanted to show you guys how I do the filing. I think it's important. Nothing crazy, I just take my time to do it. Always make sure that you're taking care of the client so that you're not cutting them. And make sure those tips are straight. Lots and lots of filing. Almost done. So I let there be a lot more filing on this one, just so you guys see what I do. This is also what I do with acrylic nails, so you guys can get an idea of what my filing looks like for the shaping before I do polish. If I'm doing colored acrylic, then this is pretty much the last shaping before I finish off the set. I always want to turn the hand over too and look at that tip to make sure that it's straight. From one angle it always looks straight, and then from the other you're like, what the heck? What is wrong with my eyes? So you want to make sure that you are looking at them from different angles to make sure that the nails are good to go. And then here what I'm doing is going through and filing the cuticles. Sometimes I do this before, sometimes I do it after. For these nails, it doesn't really matter if you do the cuticles before or after. For acrylic nails, I think it really sets the tone for how you're going to be shaping the nails afterwards, so you do want to do the cuticles first. For these, you can do it either way since the nail is already pre-shaped and it's a really nice shape. You don't have to really worry about which one comes first. Make sure that you really get in there. This is a safety bit, but make sure that you remove any excess gel that might have seeped out of the nail when you pressed it in, so that when you're polishing, it's a lot easier for you. And then I do like to turn them over just in case there is any gel at the bottom. I do like to remove it. Sometimes I do have gel that stays in the bottom, so just go through and remove it to make sure that it's a clean job. And here's when I go through and wipe them with acetone to make the whole nail nice and sticky and ready for polish. We're going to be using a very beautiful gray that I bought from Mica Nail Supply. That is their store brand in Pomona, California. And honestly, it just made this set so beautiful. It looked really nice in the glossy, but she did go ahead and get her nails in matte. how beautiful this color looks. I don't even know how many times I've watched this part of the video. I love watching that polish. It looks so good. Then I went ahead and added the Presto matte finish, which has been very good to me. I haven't had any complaints with my clients about it fading off or chipping off, so it's been very good. And we added a beautiful accent yellow rose, and this just made the nail set look so beautiful. So what I do is I first set the little balls of acrylic, and I kind of let them sit there for a little bit and let them dry a little so that they're easier to work with. If they're too wet, they're just gonna make a mess. So you'll see how I let it sit. I kind of blow on it a little, and once it's getting a little bit matte, it's losing its shine, that's when you know that it's ready to play with. And you just keep adding balls over each other. So you guys can see here. It looks simple, but it did take me a while to learn. Just practice. It's all about knowing when it is dry enough to still be able to move it around, but where it's not gonna make a mess. So, fun times. Enjoy. 3D can definitely be a lot of fun once you get it down. And this is all I know how to do. Not too many other things yet. And towards the end, once I'm almost done, one thing that I do like to add to all my flowers is a little bit of caviar. So those tiny, tiny little beads, I think I have them in like gold, silver, and rose gold. They make a big difference when you're adding it to the 3D. It just adds such a beautiful pop. You guys will get to see it right now in the pictures. Super, super beautiful. So here what I'm doing is just adding the texture to the leaves, adding the little lines with the cuticle pusher to make it a little more detailed. And that's pretty much it. Once I'm done with that, I go ahead and add cuticle oil for the pictures to make them look extra pretty and for her cuticles to get hydrated. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you guys want to see more as they come. I will be uploading more often. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I try to answer to all the comments if I have the answer, and if I don't, I still answer and let you know that I don't. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching.